put all the seniors on the floor to come out and address the opening tip. With Moody and Cooking and Tanner all sit. And now we're about to get underway. Ty Lawson is a go, folks. Hansbrough in his final home game, jumping against Gerald Henderson. Controlled by Duke with Singler. Duke with a win would gain a share of the ACC regular season title. North Carolina already assured of a share and going for the outright today. That was a foul on Copeland starting today for North Carolina here on Senior Day. Shire picked up by Lawson, cutting it. Singler off the glass for two. What are you looking for here, Clark, in the start?
Well, a couple of things. One, how effective is Ty Lawson going to be with that sprained right toe? How does he move defensively? How aggressive is he going to be in pushing the pace? For Duke, it's a matter of execution, a low turnover game, which is what they've been playing the last 4 or 5 games, Jim, and then being able to make shots outside and inside.
It's Danny Green, another senior. Down low, Hansbrough puts up the shot all there. Tipped around, and it stays with Carolina. There's Ty Lawson, Friday in practice. He jammed the big toe on his right foot, missed practice yesterday. Coach Roy Williams told us he would not play unless he was 90% effective. There's a nice cut move, testing the toe. Short with a shot off the glass, and the rebound picked up by Shire. Duke on a 5-game win streak. Lance Thomas, who was a little bit questionable after rolling an ankle in an earlier game this week, and no good for Singler. Here comes North Carolina. Danny Green, he'll put up a shot. Three, front of the rim. And Elliott Williams, the freshman who's made such a difference since being inserted into the starting lineup 5 games ago, comes away with the ball. Henderson over the arms of Copeland, tipped up, no. Thomas fighting for it, and it is Lawson who comes away with it. Up ahead, Green driving, left-handed, no. And Carolina's missed his first 4, and a foul call against the Tar Heels. On Copeland, picking up 2 quick ones in 2 minutes.
And you see now Wayne Ellington and Deion Thompson, normal starters, taking the floor here for North Carolina. And you asked me what would I be looking for. One of the other things on Senior Day, how does that emotion affect the seniors? Sometimes it can work to their disadvantage, Jim. You're so excited about trying to give a good show in your last performance before the home fans that you tend to press a little bit.
A Duke turnover, which has been a rarity these days. The last 4 games, single-digit numbers. But this time they give it back to North Carolina. It was quite an emotional ceremony just minutes before tip as the 7 seniors were recognized. Plus their senior manager. Here's Danny Green giving it up Thompson. Now Green, Carolina still looking for a first basket over 2 minutes into the game. Thompson in the paint, fade away, gets the roll.
You know, in the first meeting at Cameron Indoor Stadium, Thompson had 14, but scored 10 of them in the first 6.5 minutes, Jim.
Henderson going to challenge Frazier. Ball comes out, and it lands in the hands of Thompson. Head ahead to Ellington. Sees teammate underneath. It's Lawson, and he draws the foul. Ellington runs it down.
I'll tell you what, Lawson doesn't look too bad in these first 3 minutes, Jim. He's moving quite well considering the pain that sprained toe might be giving him.
That foul was on Elliott Williams. And a shooting situation.
Boy, this guy is having an outstanding season. He was terrific in the win in Durham, 21 of his 25 in the second half, and he just continually broke down the Blue Devils with his ability to get to the basket.
Big second half turnaround in that game. February the 11th. Duke led by 8 at halftime. North Carolina ended up on 101 to 87. Hansbrough comes out high to pick up Singler. Shear, who's been on a roll lately. Singler, and it's going the other way. Hansbrough threw it. Singler's first.
Already Duke with 3 turnovers, and you made mention of the fact that the Blue Devils have been single-digit turnovers in the prior 4 games, and pretty good defense that time by North Carolina. Aggressive, active man-to-man.
Duke has turned it over its last 3 possessions. Here's Lawson to Green, and Carolina with 6 unanswered. Now see if Shire can do anything. Again, to test Lawson, gives it up over to Henderson. Shire averaging about 19 a game for this 5-game win streak. Here's Williams. Big step to the hole. Lost is going up. Uncontested 3. Singler sends it home.
How about that play by Elliott Williams to aggressively attack the rim and then retrieve his own miss and take his time to find the open Singler.
Hansbrough knocks down a 3. His 8th 3 of the season. Not something we saw really in any of his first 3 years. Now showing he can shoot it from the outside. 8 of 17 on the season. And that's going against Hansbrough this time. And he doesn't like it. Henderson, Hansbrough, entanglement. Memories of 2 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right here. He's astonished. Tyler is about that tall. Let's get an update. Let's send it to New York. Back to you, Greg Gumbel.
All right, Jim.
All right, thank you, Greg. So Northern Iowa is now on the field. Congratulations, Missouri Valley champions. Well, these two, both in the top 10, the 41st time ever they've met with both teams ranked in the top 10. When that's been the case on those 40 other occasions, 20 wins apiece. What do you think we're going to see here today with Carolina going for the outright ACC crown, Duke trying to gain a share of it?
Well, the first question was the effectiveness of Ty Lawson, bothered by a sprained toe. He looks good here in the first 4.5 minutes. He's moving well at both ends of the floor. So having him on the floor, I think, gives North Carolina the advantage in being able to attack and play the way the Tar Heels like to play here at home. For Duke, it's a matter of execution and shot making, Jim. They've got to be able to get high-quality shots for Singler, Shire, and Henderson and knock those down and try to attack the rim. They were clearly outshot from the foul line in the first meeting. They've got to be able to get some trips to the free throw line today.
Well, the Missouri Valley game went to overtime. We pulled out the North Carolina audience, and now the rest of the nation just seconds away from joining us. And the most exciting stretch of basketball ahead. Duke and Carolina today, selection weekend next week. And we'd like to welcome everyone to the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Jim Nance along with Clark Kellogg. We're 4.5 minutes into the game here. North Carolina leads at 9-6. Here are the lineups. Now the Tar Heels had a couple of seniors not listed here. Frazier and Copeland started the game on senior day. And there is the big news is that Ty Lawson is a go today with a sprained toe. This game brought to you in HDTV by Harris Corporation. World leader broadcast systems for high definition television and mobile media. So Lawson did start the game and he's really looked as speedy as ever, Clark.
I agree with you, Jim. No ill effects, at least so far.
Singler has already hit a 3, and the ball's coming our way. Last touch by North Carolina.
And that was Ty Lawson right there, getting his hand into the passing lane.
A victory here would give North Carolina for the 3rd straight year the #1 seed in next week's ACC tournament in Atlanta. Duke with a victory would gain a share of the regular season conference crown. Tar Heels already assured of a piece of it. They've got 6 seconds. Duke does on the shot clock. It's Henderson over Green, and he banks it home.
Terrific individual play that time by Gerald Henderson.
Zubak now seeing action for Duke. Thompson tests it. Zubak holds his ground and collects the rebound. Actually had a foot on the line to Zubak, so it stays with North Carolina. Zubak playing with a broken nose, suffered in the game earlier this week. There you see the ACC standings. Again, a Carolina victory would give North Carolina the outright title. A Duke win would mean a shared title. Thompson, and that's going to be a block call as Zubak gets stepped on. Tyler Hansbrough sitting here. He's picked up 1 foul in the early going, attempting for the second time to draw a charge. The first time he got the call, the second time he didn't. Now what happened under here?
That's Ed Davis going for the throwdown, and Zubak was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nothing intentional or malicious there. It was Zubak was on the floor under the basket as Ed Davis landed after throwing it down.
And then after all that, Zubak picks up a foul. Sends Thompson to the line. And Deion Thompson, the junior from Torrance, California, with 1 more coming. North Carolina ranks 2nd in the country. Duke number 7. The Blue Devils have won 5 straight. They're on a hot streak here late in the year. Green will put it up from the wing. Follow-up Ellington. Came flying through the lane. Perfectly timed. Shire gives it up to Henderson. Puts up a shot trying to draw the foul. Singler, foul call underneath.
You know, Jim, both of these teams are outstanding offensive rebounding teams, and that might be surprising when you take a look at Duke, but here Carolina able to get one after Danny Green had missed a 3-point shot. Wayne Ellington chasing down that offensive rebound. That was 2 offensive rebounds in 1 possession off a missed free throw for North Carolina that time.
Ed Davis called for the foul. That'll send Kyle Singler to the line for 2. Paulus coming in for the Blue Devils, the senior from Syracuse.
You know, Jim, I started to make the point about offensive rebounding. Carolina averages 16 a game, and Duke, despite not being a very big physical team, averages 14 offensive rebounds a game. Part of the reason Duke is able to get to that foul, get to that offensive glass, is because how they spread the floor. Dribble, driving, spacing the floor, which creates rebounding lanes when they miss shots.
Ellington over Shire, and Zubak reaches way out to grab it. Now Paulus, who's had an injury-plagued senior year. Shire shut down. Singler comes out to help. Paulus will reset. Singler, this for the tie at 12. Singler has 10 of the Blue Devils' 12. Over the top, defended by Zubak. Shire has it, up ahead Williams. Lawson trying to defend, won't stop him. Duke takes the lead by 2. So a flurry here by the Blue Devils. 7 unanswered. Switch off. Lawson gives it up to the freshman, Ed Davis.
That's what Ty Lawson can really do to a defense. Break it down with his penetration. He can finish or find teammates. Look at the spacing here for Duke. Really want to keep that lane area open for drives and offensive rebounds.
And Shire trying to work off the screen. Feeds the corner. Williams lost it on the way. Called for traveling.
Well, one of the things Duke wants to do to you is convert turnovers into points. Well, this is a defensive rebound and a push ahead. Elliott Williams running the floor beautifully, and Shire immediately upon getting that outlet pass got his head up and made the nice pass.
Hansbrough set down for about 3 minutes. Now he's reinserted along with Bobby Frazier. Davis.
Boy, this young fella has some kind of promise, Jim. Excellent hands, tremendous range, and a feathery touch there on that nice little 6-footer.
Gives him 6 points, 7 rebounds a game off the bench. McClure has come in for Duke. Sets a screen on Lawson. Gets it open for Singler. Hansbrough plucks it. Hansbrough with McClure trying to defend. Puts up the shot. Fought his way for it. Carolina by 4.
Yeah, he just out-muscled the smaller McClure.
To the corner. Shire hits a 3.
Those are the kinds of shots that Duke wants to get in its offense.
Ellington squeezes it up and in. Ellington with the basket.
You can see here, Jim, Duke not interested in playing a racehorse game. They want to run selectively and make it more of a half-court game. In order for that to be effective, those kinds of shots are going to have to fall with regularity today.
Hansbrough's already hit 1 3. Make it 2. In his final home game, Tyler Hansbrough hitting a couple of threes in the first 9.5 minutes. Singler has one back at the other end. His second tray of the game. 13 of the Duke 20 by Singler. Turnaround over McClure. And it's Singler.
The Duke very content, Jim, to walk it up, execute their motion offense, and play through Kyle Singler, Gerald Henderson, and to a lesser degree, John Shire.
Going to be a reach-in call against Ellington. Oh, it's intensity at its best, this rivalry. And flashing back to some of the memories. 1981 into Coach K's first year. Senior Gene Banks out of the timeout. Pitched a 22-footer to win the game in overtime. Coach K's first ever win against Carolina. AT&T, your world delivered. Street Fighter 4. Let's do this. And by Bud Light, with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. Well, look who's here. Michael Jordan being introduced. Both teams shooting over 50% here in the early going. Jim Nance, Clark Kellogg, first half 23-20, North Carolina. Hansbrough has 8. Singler 13 for Duke. Singler's actually at 3 out of 5 from behind the arc.
Duke as a team 4 of 8. John Shire has the other 3. Half-court execution has been really very good for Duke thus far. Spacing the floor, being patient, and getting good shots.
Henderson goes up high to get right back to possession.
Well, that's a big boy rebound right there, Jim.
Was it ever? Now it's Singler, and he knocks down another one off the glass. Larry Drew has come in, giving Lawson his first chance to sit. We thought we'd be seeing a lot of Drew today with Lawson so questionable coming in. Hansbrough. Here's Drew.
Nice job by Elliott Williams here, keeping Drew in front.
To the corner, feeds Frazier. 3. Yes. Knocks down a 3 in his final home game. 7 different players have already scored for North Carolina.
Well, in the first meeting, Jim, all 5 starters scored in double digits, and Frazier made 3 threes for 9 points, and Ed Davis gave him 6 off the bench, and that made up the scoring.
Frazier with a 3 here. Has not had a lot of success on the road with threes, except that game at Duke. That's Shire getting it over to Williams. 4 on the shot clock. Henderson, he'll take the jumper.
You've got to play him for his drive, and he's really become a proficient perimeter shooter, so he can elevate over most of his defenders anytime he wants to.
Thomas now defending, and he reached in, thought he had all ball. Gets called for it instead. And they say it was a shooting situation. They'll be shooting out of the break. The under 8 timeout. Well, we just saw Michael Jordan. His last home game was against Duke. March 3rd, 84. Matt Doherty hit a shot to send the game into overtime. Sam Perkins, final home game too. They're able to lead the Tar Heels to the win in double overtime. Turnover committed so far by the Tar Heels. And Tyler Hansbrough showing a little outside game here, Clark.
Splashing a couple of threes. Stepping out, undefended. Take that. Double time. And I mean, he stroked them pure. Nothing but net on both of those trips from behind the three-point arc.
Will come out of the break with Hansbrough at the line for 2. So that's a career high, by the way, hitting 2 threes in one game. In fact, he did it in 10 minutes of action here.
An excellent free throw shooter at 86% on the season. Is Hansbrough, a little full court pressure here from North Carolina now. Looking to disrupt the rhythm of Duke and make them use some shot clock here.
Duke back out on the floor with its first 5. Lawson remains out of the game for the Tar Heels.
Tough matchup here for Thompson. He's got to stay low and move his feet against Singler.
Shire is able to draw the foul on Drew, and he'll get 3 at the line.
That created by the penetration of Singler, though. He gets a little pseudo penetration, I call it, Jim. Just a step behind his defender or beyond his defender, forces help, and then kicks it to Shire, who uses the ball fake to draw the foul on Drew. Let's see if, in fact, it's a 2 or a 3. We'll take a look. Ball fake.
Definitely 3.
Yep, he's clearly behind the line as Drew makes contact. So we'll get 3 charity tosses here. That was a big factor in the first meeting, Jim, the ability of North Carolina to win the free throw game handily. 27 of 31 were the Tar Heels. Duke was only 11 of 18, so that's a big factor in this one as well.
Well, we've spoken so much about Lawson and questionable coming in, but starting the game. Duke for the 3rd straight contest without Nolan Smith, still recovering from a concussion.
And it's just going to take a little while for the cobwebs to continue to recede as Shire only goes 2 of 3. But you think about Nolan Smith, if he's able to get back and be healthy with the emergence of Elliott Williams, a little more added depth for Mike Krzyzewski, and some additional speed and quickness on the perimeter as well.
That's Frazier. Danny Green tries to throw it off Henderson, who skipped right over it astutely. Here is Elliott Williams banging home a 3.
Boy, this young fella plays with so much poise and moxie, Jim. And consider he did not play the 2 games prior to playing against North Carolina in the first meeting.
The freshman from Memphis puts Duke back ahead by 1. And bank shot by Thompson. Lawson and Ellington, along with Zeller, will be coming in on the next whistle for North Carolina, while Paulus and Zubek away to dead ball, and Henderson dunks it down. Another big time move right there. That's true. That pass was right at the ankles of Danny Green, a North Carolina second turnover of the game. Run your bracket competition online for free with Bracket Manager. Invite your friends, fill out brackets. Bracket Manager does the rest. Sign up now, cbssports.com/brackets. Of course, a week from tonight, Bracket Mania really gets going.
You got that right.
And there is Lawson defending, as we said, coming back out. Selection Sunday next week. Exclusive first announcement right here on CBS next week. That's Zeller out high, reaching in. Zeller, a boost for North Carolina here late in the year after sitting out 23 games with a broken wrist. And there it is, next Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. The NCAA Basketball Championship Selection Show.
Already with a few automatic qualifiers. Cornell out of the Ivy League. We just saw Northern Iowa get the Missouri Valley Conference's automatic bid. The Atlantic Sun will have East Tennessee State representing that conference. Moorhead in double overtime will represent the OVC after knocking off Austin Peay. So this is as good a week as there is in college basketball for me, Jim. Watching so many of these conference tournaments that we don't get to see much during the regular season.
Henderson gets both of the 1-and-1. Put Duke ahead by 3. Yes, this week, of course, the next week, you've got the 48. Make it 49 with the Tuesday game in 1 week.
Yep.
So it's all about the road to the Final Four as Paulus forces that theft for the Blue Devils.
And we've also got, just to finish off the AQs or the automatic qualifiers, Radford out of the Big South. Took down VMI in a very entertaining game yesterday.
Paulus off on the 3 that time as we approach the 5-minute mark first half. The whole game has been played within a 9-point range. Carolina's biggest lead 6. Duke sitting on its biggest lead as Zubek with the body is whistled for that one.
Boy, but if you're Duke and Mike Krzyzewski, Jim, you have to really like the pace that this game is being played at. Duke has been very good in executing in the half court, getting high quality shots. Carolina has been unable, one, to stop Duke enough to be able to get into transition, but even when Duke has scored, they've been able to get back defensively and force Carolina to play in the half court.
So Zubek sits down with the 2 fouls. That's going to be called away from the action on Paulus. That's the 6th team foul on Duke. So still an inbound situation.
Well, the Blue Devils have been very aggressive defensively. A lot of pressure on the basketball.
Lawson freeing himself for the shot, short, underneath. Oh, wow.
Danny Green.
What an effort by Danny Green. Put it up high off the glass.
Well, they retrieved that offensive rebound and then just kind of created a shot under duress.
Put it up above the window as they had to from under the cylinder. Now it's Shire. He'll take the jumper.
Beautiful. That is so good at probing and being patient, then taking advantage of his 6'5" height.
Traveling call, take away the basket for Danny Green. We talked about automatic bids and the teams that are in. Again, East Tennessee State, Radford, Cornell, Moorhead State, Northern Iowa winning today on CBS in overtime, the Missouri Valley. East Tennessee State, one of just a few teams that have ever played a #1 seed to a 1-point game.
Yeah.
They had Oklahoma on the ropes years ago, lost by 1 in the first round. Still, of course, no 16 ever beating a 1, but they were close, and they're back in the field.
And they've got 3 guys who have scored over 1,000 points in their career, Jim, does East Tennessee State.
Henderson trying to create, forces a turnover. And Ellington with a whistle to the line. Foul called on Shire. Duke shooting 60% and leading by 3. 2 years ago against Duke, Tyler Hansbrough got hit in the nose by Henderson. Carolina went on to win that game 86-72. What a scene it was, and promises to be today. With 15 points.
Well, Jim, he is so proficient. He rarely wastes his movement. He knows exactly what he wants to get done. He's one of the most versatile players in all of college basketball. You see, he's just about at his season's average already, and he has not forced anything.
But he has not scored since the 9-15 mark, and 15 of Duke's first 22.
And yet his team is still on top right now, and it'll be, at worst, a 2-point lead as Ellington has a chance for another foul shot. But, boy, Singler and Duke really has impressed me with its offensive execution.
0 for 2, Ellington, and it comes all the way out to Henderson.
You don't see that too often from Wayne Ellington, an excellent free throw shooter with well over 80%.
Kick it to the side. Williams, no. Back to the rim, out to Lawson. Dribbles past Shire, gives it over to Thompson. Jumper, no. Could have been called for offensive interference. And it is. It'll go to Duke. That was Danny Green touching it above the rim. Coming up, AT&T at the half with Greg Gumbel, Greg Anthony, Seth Davis. Our guys in the studio for all the scores and highlights. Then the latest basketball news and an AT&T Naismith watch update coming up on the AT&T at the half. It's Singler. And he gets stopped, gets tied up, and the arrow is going the other way to the heels.
Nice help defense that time, and I thought Deon Thompson sat down in his stance and made it really difficult for Singler to get anything good on that drive. Singler matched up on Hansbrough now.
Now it's Ellington. Tipped up and in. Deon Thompson.
Was it Thompson or Hansbrough? You're right.
They gave it to Thompson, and the lead is 1 for Duke.
Well, I won't question you anymore.
No, you need to. The eyes aren't that good.
You were on it on that one, though.
It's called guesswork. Two minutes to go in the half. And Shire puts it up over Lawson. Boy, he can stroke it.
And he's got a size advantage, Jim. That's one of the things that Duke has gained by starting Elliott Williams. Shire has the ball more, and he's typically guarded by a smaller point guard. And you saw an example of how he can take advantage of that against Lawson on that trip.
Singler got lost his footing. Thompson takes advantage. That lineup you talk about now, everybody that with this newly structured lineup for Duke, 6'5" or taller. Got a break in the action, 1:35 to go, first half. They trail it here 37-36. Tyler Hansbrough so far in this game with 10 points. Duke patient here in the late going first half. Shire comes out, demands it back.
Well, they've been very patient throughout this half, Jim. That's part of the reason they're in the position they're in.
Shire, beautiful move, and he gets the payoff at the end.
You know, one of the things Mike Krzyzewski talked about in practice yesterday was changing the pace of your cuts in your drive. And you saw Shire do it that time.
Shire with 11 points. Ellington fade away, knocks this one down.
You know, on offense, you want to mix speeds, Jim. You don't always want to go really fast. You don't ever want to go really slow. So you want to mix your speeds to keep defenders off balance.
Traveling call against Thomas. And now Carolina can take the last shot and a chance to take the lead into the locker room. McClure comes in for defensive purposes for Duke. Singler comes out.
Well, you see the turnovers, only 10 between both teams. A well-played, hard-fought first half thus far, as we expected.
So with the shot clock off, Lawson, who has not made a shot from the field, but has 5 assists.
Good matchup here.
Elliott Williams, the defender. Now with 10, Lawson takes it middle. Switch off, Thomas with a reach in. Little push. And that'll be a 1-and-1. It's the second on Thomas. Singler returns for Duke. Lawson's only 2 points have come at the line. Frazier in for Thompson on the Carolina side.
It's a little better matchup defensively for Roy Williams in North Carolina to match up with Duke's perimeter players, with Frazier back in the game.
Oh, and Duke now assured of the locker room lead as Henderson takes it in, and it's out of bounds, and the half comes to an end. And what a hot first half of action we had here. 39-38 Duke at halftime. Greg and the guys coming up in just a moment. At halftime by 1.
As good as you.
Basketball coverage is sponsored by Lowe's. For all your home improvement needs, Lowe's. Let's build something together. Triple rewards of your choice at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? And by Chevy and American Revolution. Well, what a first half it was. Duke leads at 39-38. Second half about to begin. And again, friends, Clark Kellogg alongside Jim Nance with you in that first half. Let's go back and look at it. Little game summary here for us. Ty Lawson, questionable coming in with a jammed toe. He gets the start, gets the assists.
I thought he looked pretty good at both ends of the floor, doing what Ty Lawson does. But the key, I thought, was Duke's ability to execute at the offensive end, get good shots, make over 50% of them, and control the pace of the game as a result.
Now in the first half, take a look at the shots made by John Shire.
I like the variety there. You see he's operating primarily on the right side, but inside and then on the perimeter as well.
It'll be Duke to inbound to start the second half.
Can Carolina become much more effective defensively and speed the pace of this game up by getting stops, rebounding, and getting out and running?
That's Williams with the pass from Henderson.
Well, the answer is no on the first possession.
That's right. I think. A little hint right there. Well, Carolina trailed in the first half of the first matchup over at Cameron. They were down 8. Put together a big second half run, including one stretch of 14 zip to go on a win by 14. And Deion Thompson throws it away to Henderson. Sealed off by Ellington.
That's a good look for Williams.
They wanted to travel here, back of the rim, long board back out to Thompson. Ellington trying to get past Shire and able to maneuver the body to get the shot off cleanly somehow.
That's manufacturing one on the move there, Jim. Hard drive and then double clutch against defense.
Henderson stuffed from behind. That was Deon Thompson. Feed it, Hansbrough. Kicks it over, Ellington. It's been a while since Hansbrough or Singler hit a shot from the field. Thompson, short with the shot. Rebound, Hansbrough, short with the putback. Out with it is Shire. He'll pull it out and wait.
They've had one fast break opportunity. That was Shire to Elliott Williams. Otherwise, Duke has been very content to spread the floor and run its offense.
Henderson splits the defenders. Long rebound, Hansbrough. His 4th rebound. Go with his 10 points. Danny Green, yes, and Carolina is back in front. Crowd to its feet. Singler try to quiet him here. Rolls out. Lawson, his first basket of the game. And timeout, Duke. A 7-point run by North Carolina to take the lead at 45-41. Back in 1992 when they played at Carolina, Duke was the defending national champions, ranked #1, and was undefeated. Eric Montross led the Heels in the victory. Christian Laettner couldn't hit the shot at the end. Carolina held on to win at 75-73. Light first half stats as Duke now comes out of a called timeout, trying to slow down the Tar Heels, who are on a 7-point run. Duke's missed its last 4 shots.
And they were good shots, Jim. They have to continue to get good shots and make them. 56% they shot in the first half. And there's a look for Shire.
Shire shooting the eyes out of it with that 3, bringing Duke within 1.
Jim, that's what you call the mute button.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Brought down the decibel level by about 70 points. Lawson doubled up, and that forces the turnover.
Excellent defense that time by Duke. Forced him to the baseline, then closed off the passing angle.
When Lawson had made that basket before the timeout, that was his first points since the 17:09 mark in the first half. Singler trying to get it past Hansbrough, came up short. Lawson
may have gotten bumped there too, Jim.
I thought so. Ellington. Foul against Duke. We got the under-16 timeout. Foul call against Shire. 2 shots coming up. Here's the 98 game in this series at Duke, when the Devils were ranked #1. Carolina was #3. Brandon Haywood was at the line at the end of the game and missed free throws. Duke won it by 2, and it was Coach K's 500th career victory. Take a look at our State Farm Coaches All-America basketball team candidate selected by the National Association of Basketball Coaches, Tyler Hansbrough, in this decorated career at the line shooting 2, and that one ties it. Ellington had missed both tries in the first half. Senior day, last home game for Tyler Hansbrough, going to lead this team in scoring and rebounding all 4 years. First player in the history of the ACC to ever do that. One of the great careers in Carolina history.
In college basketball history.
That's right. And away from the ball. That's going to be called on Davis, the freshman, with his second. Williams goes to the other side. Thomas tried to go up with it, and it was off Thomas and Duke. Back to North Carolina.
Well, that's an impressive move by Elliott Williams. Boy, you talk about a young man really stepping into his role and impacting his team's composition and ability to compete and win. Well, he gets it done at both ends.
There is Davis. And it's going to go against Hansbrough. Push it off. Second on Tyler.
Roy Williams thought Gerald Henderson was guilty of grabbing Hansbrough. Let's take a look. Weak side. He did have that left arm out right in the chest of Hansbrough. But I think that's a case of the bigger guy being judged guilty when there was contact both ways.
Again, those two get intertwined. It looked like Henderson had a hand right in the throat area, and then Hansbrough gets whistled for his second. Here's Henderson at the other end. Going up, Hansbrough reaches and gets another one. That's his third. Well, we talked about Senior Day, and there was quite an emotional ceremony here before the game, and speeches are coming after the game when Hansbrough was introduced. Roy Williams the first to tell you that he's a sap at things like this. Mother Tammy, Father Gene, all kinds of family in town, including his grandparents from Memphis. Henderson to shoot one more, which could tie it. Deon Thompson will send Hansbrough to the bench with the 3 fouls. There's Gene Hansbrough. We saw the family last night. We were out to dinner.
Yeah.
Man, there's some big guys hanging around Tyler.
Well, you know the DNA is what it is, and Tyler's a big guy, and his brother's a good-sized guy. Even Ben and Greg both. Ben is a transfer at Notre Dame, sitting out this season.
It's a foul on Williams. His
there
best
we go.
buddy
We got
Ross.
a couple. There they are.
There's his
Ben
brothers.
and Greg. Yeah.
Yep. He had his uncle here, who is a 3-time world long drive champion in golf, Sean the Beast Pfister, who has the world record longest ball in flight, 394. Lawson, one more coming.
Well, Hansbrough sits down with that third foul, Jim, at about the 14:50 mark. 14:58 is when he left. Carolina was +1 at the time. Let's see what goes on with him having to be on the bench here.
Now Duke, after shooting 56% in the first half, only 2 out of 8 after the intermission.
Kind of setting up the way game 1 did. Duke shot lights out in the first half and then went cold in half 2.
Open shot here for the freshman. The 3 is long, and Singler, who has not produced anything since a torrid start. He has not had a field goal since 9:15 was on the clock in the first half. He had 15 points at that time and still sits on that number.
Well, nice job by Elliott Williams, again, keeping Lawson in front.
Shire comes away with the theft, and that's going to count. Green on the goaltend.
Good hustle by Danny Green, but that ball was clearly above the rim and got to the board before Green got to it. Yep, there it is right there. Got the board and was just half a ball above the rim. But you like the hustle by Danny Green. And Duke has only run a few times today, Jim. Typically off turnovers, 1 time off a defensive rebound. Otherwise, they've wanted to control the pace by executing in the half court.
Zubek back on the floor. Thompson over him. Hits the jumper.
That's a nice move there. Anytime you catch it in the post, Jim, I don't think you should ever be in a hurry as long as you have a go-to move and a counter move.
Deon Thompson with 11. Heels up by 3. Henderson to the paint. Goes up for the dunk and is fouled.
That is when he is at his absolute best and
Clear
most
it out
dangerous.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
When he can attack that rim, he's shooting the ball so well, he has a tendency, only on occasion, to settle for the jump shot. But right now, he's coming right at you, folks, and looking to posterize somebody. split the screen. A lot of room there on that hedge. And he split it effectively and went strong to the rack.
And that's the second on Thompson. 2 coming for Henderson, who took over the game earlier in the week at Florida State, had 9 in the last 2 minutes, and ended up with his first career double-double.
Yeah, had 20 and 10 or 21 and 10?
Right. Now the junior.
Well, he is really maturing nicely into a big-time go-to guy.
1 of 2, and the margin is 2. And again, away from the ball. Called on Zubek, his third. McClure back for Duke. Frazier for Carolina. NCAA March Madness On Demand is coming back, folks, with new high-quality video player option. Every game from the first round right through the championship, available live online for free. Find out more, ncaa.com. That's Ellington. Over the outstretched arm of McClure. Now it's Singler. Bounces twice, right back to him. Singler short, tipped out to Lawson. Carolina's got the rhythm. Lawson picks it up, and he's heading to the line. Taken over. Now the lead by 5. Carolina did this at Cameron in the second half.
Tough shot here by Wayne Ellington and Danny Green. Pull up 3, splash. Lawson, pull up 15-footer, mark it up. And Carolina now starting to rev it up because Duke missing shots. Despite no turnovers here in the second half by Duke, the efficiency has gone down because the shot making has disappeared.
One more for Lawson. When we were talking to Coach Roy yesterday at practice, you know, they were obviously highly concerned when Lawson was hurt in practice on Friday. They went in and x-rayed the toe, and it looked like they discovered that there may have been a previous fracture there from long ago that Lawson was unaware of. But x-rays came back clean, missed practice, and he's a go here today, and he looks even sharper in the second half. And Carolina has its largest lead of the game.
And they are engaged defensively right now.
They're on a 9-3 stretch with Hansbrough sitting down. Singler strokes it from 3.
He's got to be aggressive looking at the basket, Jim. You talked about how long he had gone between field goals. That's the first bucket he had since 9:15 of the first half. So he's a guy that has to really be shot hungry.
Shire comes out with it. Singler again, and he's going to call for the charge. That's Frazier who drew it.
Singler looking to be aggressive here. Actually a 4-on-2. And boy, I tell you, let's look at it again. Another angle. I thought Frazier got there in pretty good shape. I don't like to see that call. I like to give the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player there. As a matter of fact, I know this is college, but in the NBA, it's impossible to take a charge on a fast break in that situation. In most cases, 9 out of 10 cases. And I'd like to see the same be applied in the college game.
Ellington drives in for 2. Hansbrough's back on the floor. That charge call gets chalked up as Duke's first turnover of the second half.
And Mike Krzyzewski still voicing his displeasure with Jamie Luckey about that call.
Now it's Williams spinning. Hansbrough to Lawson, and a push off on Williams. His third. And it's raucous here in Chapel Hill, as it was back in 2004 when these two met. Coach K called it at the time, one of the best games in the history of this great rivalry. McCants hit a three to tie the game in overtime. Then Duhan went the length of the floor for the layup. Duke won it in OT. On mobile, taking on the world's toughest energy challenges. T. Rowe Price, providing investment management excellence for over 70 years. Invest with confidence. And by the 2009 Cadillac CTS. Oh, what a day it's been on CBS already. Home of the NCAA basketball championship, the Missouri Valley final. You saw it with Northern Iowa winning, and Coach K.
Yeah, he and Jamie Lucky getting to know each other just a little bit there.
Earlier today on CBS, Alabama, Tennessee, coming down to a buzzer beater.
Boy, we're starting to ramp it up for March Madness, aren't we? Boy, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Creighton out of the Missouri Valley Conference. That's a team that I think will be under strong consideration for an at-large bid, at least on the board, as the committee takes a look at their body of work over the course of the season. Well, its body of work over the course of the season. Creighton.
Stolen by Williams. Interestingly, only 4 players on the Duke side have scored in this game. And no points produced out of the bench.
Well, this is a guy that I think has to really be looking for his shot. Kyle Singler.
Pass Zeller. Tip Thomas. And out it goes to Ellington. That is Singler. Wow.
Twice now North Carolina has telegraphed passes into Tyler Hansbrough, and Duke has been able to pick them off. They've got to move that ball a couple of times, reverse it, and then throw it inside to Tyler Hansbrough.
6 turnovers in the half for the Tar Heels. Give it up, Thomas, and there's the 5th Duke player to score.
Well, Thomas is primarily a screen setter and an offensive rebounder, and that time made himself available on the nice penetration from Henderson.
Henderson's going to be called with a push. Near the end of this game, we will select the Chevrolet players of the game in recognition of their excellence. Chevrolet makes a contribution to each university's general scholarship fund to support new technologies and innovations. Learn more at Chevy.com. It's a 1-on-1 coming up for Ellington.
And let's keep an eye on that, Jim. And remember now, there was a huge advantage from the foul line in the first meeting between these teams in favor of Carolina. And Ellington continues to struggle. He's an 85% free throw shooter in conference play, and he's 1 of 5 today.
Wow.
And that's the front end of a 1-and-1. There you see the free throw numbers. Carolina leaving a lot of points at the line.
Singler, long rebound, Lawson. They feed it to Hansbrough. Turnaround, yes. Tyler Hansbrough. His first field goal since 10:38 was on the clock in the first half. Over 20 minutes of game action. He had a couple of threes in the first half. First time he's ever done that in a game of his career. Singler, Hansbrough came out. Singler left open, hits the jumper.
Beautiful. He used everything in his offensive repertoire there. Moving without the ball, catching triple threat position. Show it, make a play. If it's not there, look for your shot.
All over the country, and you'll be surprised to see how it's being done. That's tonight on 60 Minutes. We're coming out of a Duke timeout after a made basket by Singler. Carolina leads it 59-55. Jim Nance, Clark Kellogg courtside here in Chapel Hill. Number 2, North Carolina. Number 7, Duke. Carolina wins the ACC regular season outright with a win. Duke gets a share if it ends up victorious. Carolina shooting 70% in this half.
Still not able to shake free from Duke. Kyle Singler starting to pick up his aggressiveness here in the last handful of possessions for Duke.
Frazier, Hansbrough, blocked by Singler out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock.
Excellent defense that time by Duke, Jim. Helping recover, keeping the ball in front. And now Carolina has a short shot clock.
What will they do with the 2? Lob it, Hansbrough. Oh, and a foul's going to be called. Singler trying to tap it away. And it's going to be a 1-on-1. Third foul on Singler.
Let's take a look here. There he is. He bumped him with the lower body and actually got his arm tangled up just a bit.
And now the man who's made more free throws than anyone in the history of college basketball. Second all-time in attempts. He moved past Pete Maravich in attempts. Oh, and another failed 1-on-1, but back to Carolina it goes. Second all-time in attempts. Green now with the three. Look at Frazier come flying through. And a foul's called on the floor against Deon Thompson. Frazier hurdled over both of them, but the contact is called.
There you see Deon Thompson in the middle of your screen on the floor, and here comes Frazier. Boy, terrific effort that time to chase down that rebound, but all for naught.
I didn't know if it was a foul or a clip and an automatic first down. But they're having a little discussion about it. That was the 5th team foul on Carolina.
Not sure what the discussion is. Well, here's a shot by Green. There's the hold. Well, I tell you what, Lance Thomas had his arms entangled as well.
They're looking for an elbow.
I'm not sure, Jim.
So Zeller, meanwhile, has the ice pack. Going to be Duke inbounding, having to go the length of the court. Roy Williams, he's as baffled as we are.
Well, apparently the call that was made stands.
Yep.
Foul on Thompson. Duke ball. Let's play.
They're double checking we hear to see, in fact, if it was an elbow, a flagrant foul. Thompson picks up his second. Thompson, ball comes out, and it's Green out of the pack. Pull up three on the run. They're going to call it a 2. It's a 2, not a 3, and Michael Jordan applauds. Six-point lead at the 8-minute mark. Whipping it down low. Shire to the line for 2.
Boy, he is so crafty.
Green whistle for that. His first. We've got the under 8 timeout. Carolina shooting 58% on the game and has taken the lead in the second half. During that under 8 timeout, the officials wanted to double check on the Danny Green made shot to confirm it was a 2, which is what it was called on the floor. And this is what they looked at. You can see the right toe is on the line, and it does hold up as a 2, not a 3. So it's a Carolina 61-55 lead at 7:50 to go. Jim Nance, Clark Kellogg here at the Dean Smith Center, and Shire at the line for the Blue Devils to shoot a pair. He's got 16 on the game, make it 17. And to summarize the game,
well, you see the field goal shooting for Duke, only 6 of 18 this half, compared to Carolina, over 50%. And yet Duke has kind of hung in there by getting to the foul line. Carolina has left some cheese at the foul line, missing free throws. But you get the sense if Carolina could push the lead to double digits, that might be enough to get to the winner's circle.
Oh, that's Hansbrough. That's his shot. And he's now up to 14 on the game.
Duke has to continue to play through Singler and Henderson. And those two guys have to aggressively look to take it to the basket, to put the onus on the officials to call fouls if they occur, or they need to create shots for other people.
Bounce pass to Williams, and he's hit with the body by Thompson on the way up. That's the 3rd on Thompson. All set up by Henderson, taking it to the paint.
Get a piece of the paint, draw defenders, and then find the open man. Good cut by the youngster, Elliott Williams, and he's a high riser now.
Elliott Williams just starting here really in the last couple of weeks. He's been in double figures for the last 5 games. And he's going to get another attempt.
And he actually did not play in the prior meeting, in the first meeting this season. So Duke, we talked about Duke being a different team since the last meeting. He's a big reason why the Blue Devils have been a different team.
This has been a lineup that works.
Yeah, the energy he brings defensively, Jim, his playmaking ability at the offensive end has really helped Duke be able to maximize matchup advantages and control dribble penetration.
Lawson gets his own rebound, feeds it to Thompson, knocked out by Duke. Ellington's going to be reinserted. Ellington has had some bright moments from the floor, not from the free throw line, but from the field. He's got 14 for the game.
Well, I can guarantee you all he's thinking about is those missed free throws, because those are typically automatic for him.
1 of 5 from the line. Hansbrough. 2 more free throw attempts coming. 8 in the second half for Ellington, hitting all 3 of his shots from the floor. And that whistle on Henderson, number 2.
Both of these teams are really doing a pretty good job defensively. Everything you get in this game is being earned, and you have to go strong. Nothing weak allowed.
Hansbrough now with 15 on the game, within 55 of becoming the all-time leading scorer in ACC history, moving in on J.J. Redick. And they've now just tied their biggest lead of the afternoon, leading by 7 with under 7. Henderson, baseline. Williams, blocked by Green. They converge, they go ahead, and it's stolen right back by Shire. Now it's Duke. With Williams giving up the 3. Carolina got back on defense. And that's a call against Singler. Second time in the game, Hansbrough draws it.
Well, I think Singler had a shot when he caught the ball initially. His indecisiveness led him to try to drive it, and then he got the chicken wing out. Watch his left arm. Actually, it's his right arm. There it is right there. You get that arm extended away from your body and onto the defender in clear view of the official, it's an easy call to go against you.
What a big moment that was, because it goes as the 4th for Singler instead of the 4th on Hansbrough. So they sit him down. McClure takes his spot on the lineup.
Green's looking for a shot here if he can get it. Although he dumped it inside to Hansbrough there, and looks like North Carolina will retain possession. Critical juncture here right now, Jim, for Duke. Kyle Singler, who had been aggressive and looking for a shot and making plays on the bench. Carolina with its largest lead.
Can he do it again? Well, he hit 2 of those in the first half, not this time. To think he hit 3 the first 3 years of his career.
And he hit a big one in the first meeting in the second half of that game at Cameron Indoor Stadium that kind of fed into a big game-changing run for North Carolina.
Shire, and they call it on Lawson, so it'll be another 3-shot situation for Shire, second time in the game. Again, ACC rights on the line. North Carolina already has a guaranteed share at worst, but can win outright with a victory. Will win outright with a victory. Duke, meanwhile, with a win, will get a share of the ACC regular season title. And depending on what happens tonight with a Clemson-Wake Forest game, Duke could end up as high as the 1 seed next week in Atlanta and could fall all the way back to the 3 with a loss here and a Wake win.
A lot of moving parts. other than Carolina either being the 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah, Carolina can't drop any lower than a 2.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you like playing around with those scenarios. I see you starting to ramp up and get all excited, writing things down, trying to figure out seeds and all of that
time
stuff.
of year. I'm not a bracketologist. I'd like to be. That was Green missing. Up ahead is Henderson. They get it to him. Flying in for the dunk. And Duke is within 2 just like that.
Major turnaround. Green took off a tad farther than I think he wanted to, and that caused him to miss that one-handed dunk attempt.
Henderson's first basket since 6 minutes remained in the first half. They're going to count the basket. Lawson, Thompson, and the heels. Look at this.
Big time play right here by Deon Thompson. Able to just beat the double team as Lance Thomas gets there with his arm instead of his body.
Singler comes back out with the 4 fouls. Thompson for the 3-point play, and it's a 5-point North Carolina lead. Thompson has 14.
Exactly what he had in the first meeting, Jim.
Here's Singler back in and long with the 3. Lawson up ahead. Ellington taking it to the hole, and Carolina is back up by the largest margin of the game, matching their largest lead of 7. Reach in on Green.
Not the kind of foul you want to commit there, Jim. You're in good position in your half-court defense. You're already over the limit. You don't want to reach in and give Duke a chance to get free throws, cut the lead with the clock stopped.
That was the second call against Green. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Gerald Henderson. Zubac in for Singler. Big 1-and-1. Duke just cut it to 2, and then that move by Thompson, the 3-point play, and then another quick driving basket by Ellington. 5 points in a hurry to stem that run.
Well, Duke has avoided the big knockout spurt from North Carolina today, and I don't know if there's a team any better at spurting away from you than North Carolina because of their balance offensively. So many guys can attack and handle, and Lawson is really tremendous at pushing the ball ahead or taking it himself into the paint.
McClure comes in for Henderson. Ellington, front of the rim, but Lawson chases it down, puts up one of his own, down and out. Duke underneath with Thomas. An aggressive rebound.
Now who's going to make the play now for Duke with both Henderson and Singler off the floor? You got to think it's going to be Shire.
Takes the long 3. Got it! From the floor. Down to 2. Huge shot by Shire. Lawson, meanwhile, kicks it out. Green from the wing with a 3. Answers right back. What a moment. Just when Duke got within 2, Green brings it back to 5. Green with 12 on the game. 8.5. Not a lot of options out here for Duke on the floor. As you said, Henderson and Singler on the bench. Timeout called by Duke. ago, the greatest rivalry in all of sport. And I know this is the first time you've had a first-hand experience with it. What do you think, Clark?
Boy, it is beyond description, Jim. The haze and maze of blue here you see, powder blue, the energy, the intensity, the excellence of these programs and coaches, and the level they played at today. I mean, this game has been separated by no more than 7 points. Duke has played an efficient game for the most part, hard fought at both ends, every possession, exceeding my expectations.
Shot clock at 5. They got Henderson back out there. Turnaround shot, no. Hansbrough, the only one underneath. They also got Singler back in after the timeout. North Carolina out-rebounding Duke by 19 in the game. Hansbrough over Thomas. And Singler able to hold on to it. Under 2 minutes. Singler on the drive and the foul against Carolina. Going to be an official's timeout at 1:50 to go. We'll come out of the break with 2 at the line for Singler. 1:50 remaining. Jim Nance, Clark Kellogg here in Chapel Hill, and Singler at the line with 2. He can trim this to a 3-point, 1-possession margin.
Well, this game has been played at a level worthy of a championship being on the line, Jim. Free throws have been missed by Carolina. There's a miss there, but by and large, the effort, the intensity, the execution, all of that is what you'd expect from 2 teams fighting for a championship.
Carolina trying to win the conference outright. Duke trying to get a share of it. 1:40 to go. This game's been played the entire way within a 10-point range. Duke's largest lead 3, Carolina's biggest 7.
And Duke has done a masterful job of controlling the pace and tempo. Now it comes down to Carolina's ability to execute in the half court. Lawson has 9 assists.
Short with the shot, tipped around, Singler has it. He's on the line.
Wow.
Backing up, got the rebound, and tried to pitch it over to Shire, but instead it's going back to Carolina. Inbounding with 1:17 and a new 35. Now Lawson, he'll take it in, and he's going to the line for a 3-point play. Lawson, questionable coming in. No question now after this move.
He is so quick and explosive and so strong when he gets into that paint. Doesn't just go through the contact of Shire. But that explosiveness is what makes him so dangerous. And then you combine that with the strength at the rim. Only a second bucket, Jim, but he has a way of making the big shot when most needed.
And Roy Williams wants to take a little timeout here. Set things up with 103 defensively. We'll come back with Lawson shooting 1. Today's Chevrolet players of the game: John Shire from Duke, Tyler Hansbrough from North Carolina. In recognition of their excellent, Chevrolet makes a contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Now Lawson, very close to a triple-double today. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. And now for a chance to put Carolina up by 7. And again, that's been the ceiling on lead today. They've been here at this juncture a number of times, but it's 7 with only 103 remaining. They bring in Frazier.
Duke doesn't have to have a three here. They need something good, something quick.
And that's Frazier reaching in, tie-up situation, an arrow to the Tar Heels. Roy Williams takes the timeout, puts Frazier into the game out of it, and Frazier comes in and makes the stop and gets the ball back for the Tar Heels. Now it's McClure for Singler. Reach in Williams. 2 at the other end. 4th foul on Williams. Singler right back into the lineup. Now in the first matchup, February 11th in Durham, it was Duke by 8 at halftime. North Carolina exploded in the second half. Went over 100 points on the game. Scored 101 when Duke had been allowing only 61 a game in conference play. 2 for Lawson. Now today, it's Duke by 1 at halftime. And again, Carolina the story in the second half.
And also the story in both second halves, Jim, Ty Lawson. The difference in the game is North Carolina has Ty Lawson, Duke doesn't.
9 out of 10 from the line by Lawson. And now the Tar Heels have their largest lead with the clock running down. Singler has to put it up. Hansbrough has another rebound. And now the seniors on this North Carolina team can savor the final seconds of their home career, including Hansbrough, who will go to the line. He's got 2 free throws coming up. And in a few minutes, he's got a little speech to make. I don't anticipate anyone's going to leave here when this game ends. This was a ticket impossible to find. Everyone wanting to be here to see him one last time at the Dean Dome. The seniors will be making a little talk after the game to the audience. Last 6 points to North Carolina. Henderson will shoot 3 free throws as Hansbrough is whistled for his 4th. Well, it's going to be an outright championship for North Carolina. For the 3rd time in 5 years, they're going to have an ACC crown. For the 3rd straight year, they're going to be the #1 seed at the ACC tournament. And you got to think, a #1 seed's on the way for the NCAA tournament.
I would certainly think so, Jim.
And a week from right now, we'll already be into the revealing of the brackets on CBS. And you got to think North Carolina's the one with a 1st round, 2nd round set of games in Greensboro. Duke somewhere in that 2 to 3 seed range, right?
Yeah. I'm just following along with you.
How about the other ones?
You're the wannabe bracketologist.
How about the other #1s? Who do you say?
Oh, certainly Pittsburgh,
obviously.
yeah, Pittsburgh without question. UConn. I think Oklahoma's still in the mix. I really do. I think Oklahoma, maybe Louisville is a dark horse or a team that comes off the pace a bit, but certainly in the discussion. And I think it'll probably be 4 of those 5 the way things look right now.
Back out to Thomas. Williams. Singler. We might see the exit here for Hansbrough. He's looking to the bench.
And the bench is looking to the bench.
Well, he's just fouled out anyway, so he's going to get a chance to leave. He's going to be forced to leave.
Well, that's all right. They won the ACC outright title. He's being Dairy Queened right now, but 17 points and another strong, typical Tyler Hansbrough type effort.
His family His jersey will be hanging here forever.
That's right.
We talked to him yesterday, as every kid that plays the 4-year role always says first, upon reflection, can't believe how fast it all went.
That's a universal comment. You're right, Jim. It races by.
Final 14 seconds. North Carolina takes over in the second half, and the Tar Heels are the ACC champions for 2009. Here's the lineup tonight on CBS. 60 Minutes, Amazing Race, Cold Case, and the Unit. Clark, I've enjoyed it.
Likewise, partner.
We'll be at the Big Ten tournament next weekend, Selection Weekend on CBS. For Clark Kellogg and all the crew, Jim Nantz saying so long from Chapel Hill. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, exclusive home of the men's NCAA basketball championship.